a naked woman with heavily swollen bosoms and a crude vagina. The woman seems to be a sex worker and tries to satisfy the lust of a crimson-faced general, leering at her. Notice the mirrors surrounding the image. They do not reflect the exact image, but rather the progression of their sexual activity from different angles. I'm talking about the painting Memory of the Halls of Mirrors in Brussels by Otto Dix, 1920. This piece illustrated the jarring realities of Weimar society. Otto Dix, a prominent German painter and savage satirist, was a frontline soldier in World War I. He noticed the brutality of wars firsthand and began using art as a medium to portray grim issues like the sexual exploitation of women. Sex workers, pimps, and beggars became dominant subjects in Dix's paintings. The idea was to juxtapose the sufferings of the unfortunate with the extreme greed of the rich. Dix became an advocate of the German feminism wave. He encountered the ineffectual Weimar Republic, where his art was categorized as degenerate and later confiscated by the Nazis. He documented the traumatic experience of people in his portfolio etchings called The War, or Der Krieg, published in 1924. His painting, Memory of the Halls of Mirrors in Brussels, depicted the sex industry that began in Brussels during World War I. Two sets of people were massively affected in World War I. The first group was formed of exclusive women who were left when local men had gone to war. The second was the German militants who exploited local women for their sexual needs. German soldiers would stay and carouse for a week or two before resuming their war on the front line. They deliberately did not remain in their Axis countries, but instead fought, rested, and moved around in enemy territories. The Allied territories like Belgium and France were seized, and sex workers continued to be exploited by German soldiers. Needless to say, these atrocities led to numerous cases of rape. As I said, Dix's art was crude and realistic. The painting, Prostitute-Girl with Red Bow, is a testimony to it. This depiction was a slap on German society. Corruption, frantic pleasure, and demoralization were at their peak when Germany lost the First World War. This sketch shows a naked sex worker sitting on a chair with wide open legs. A big red bow, kohl-rimmed eyes, saggy breasts, and a crude vulva might shock you or cause discomfort. Salon, yet another bold painting. A group of sex workers sitting together and waiting for their clients. They are wearing light sheer maxi dresses, flashy hairdos, and rosy cheeks. One of them is holding her left bosom. Dix's famous painting, Lady in Red, a classic monochromatic artwork, depicts a scandalous figure in Berlin Weimar society, ANITA BERBER. A dancer, lesbian, and drug addict, she did not conform to societal rules and was ahead of her time. Here, Berber is posing in her red, body-hugging costume after the morphine dance, one of her few performances named after the drug. Her red fringes, elaborate eye makeup, accentuated red lips, and long nails give the vibe of a strong woman who doesn't care about society. ANITA BERBER died at a very young age of 29. Otto Dix was a pioneer of first-wave German feminist art. There came a period when women did not limit themselves to household chores and asked for emancipation. When Dix met the famous German journalist and poet SYLVIA von Harden, this painting came to life. Dix was flattered by Sylvia's unconventional looks and sassy attitude. The high neck, red and black check pattern dress, boy-cut hair, long-faced, a monocle in her left eye, and the light pink stocking slipping away from one of her legs. She is smoking and lost in her own thoughts. This picture redefined the image of Germany post-World War I. Domestic chores were no longer a woman's prerogative, and she focused on being self-dependent, in living her own life on her own terms. Dix's famous painting, Reclining Woman on a Leopard Skin, might give you a nasty jolt as it did to me. A woman lounging on a leopard skin with her lower part settled on shiny satin linen. She has a fringe haircut, accentuated cat eyes, and red lipstick. The woman's gaze is unapologetic. Art historians have likened her gaze to Monet's Olympia. Notice her left hand. The gesture matches the paw of a leopard. She sits, ready to pounce, should anyone try to mess with her. What does it show? Dix tried to showcase the fierceness and resilience of women and their primordial connection with leopards. Not to forget the wild, wicked dog growling in the background. What do you think about the feisty, sassy, and gutsy women of Otto Dix? Let me know in the comments. I'll leave you all with my favorite quote from Otto Dix. All art is exorcism. I paint dreams and visions too. The dreams and visions of my time. Painting is the effort to produce order. Order in yourself. There is much chaos in me. Much chaos in our time. If you like our videos, consider supporting us on patreon.com/frameofreference. And thank you to our active patrons. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video from Frame of Reference.